This movie is like the Muppets Christmas Carol merged with the live-action Grinch that stole Christmas, with a hint of Star Wars. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
So I just watched Sonic 3 in theaters.
And the graphics in the movie were pretty good. But real quick, who else remembers the first draft we almost got of Sonic from the first movie? We came a long way, and it's thanks to the fans that we got this corrected. Sort of. But did we overshoot our expectations with this third film? Was that ugly ass hedgehog a sign of what was to come all along? Was this ugly ass motherfucker a clue as to what Hollywood intended to do with our beloved hero? The movie had great graphics, costumes, set design, and camera angles. However, none of their set designs matched anything from the original game, except for Professor Gerald's prison. But that was just about it. Even the Chow and the Chow Garden are different, because instead of the Chow being separate entities of their own right guarded by chaos, they are the equivalent to Teletubbies at a Chuck E. Cheese, aka the Chow Garden restaurant.
In technique, you can say that this movie was Hollywood's own original takeoff of the game. But what does that say about the acting?
The acting from the cast was very believable, and it draws you in. The addition of Keanu Reeves as Shadow the Hedgehog was a definite win, and his portrayal did not disappoint. This includes the casting of Ben Schwartz as Sonic, Colleen O'Shaughnessy as Tails, and Idris Elba as Knuckles. Upon observation, it appears that their portrayals of these characters come mostly from character portrayals of the TV show Sonic Boom instead of the game itself. A clue to this can be found in Knuckles, who instead of being a serious treasure hunter, is at times a ditzy carefree fighter, as seen in the Sonic Boom show. Commander Walters of Gun, portrayed by actor Thomas Butler, appears to be slightly off. Instead of being a tough and strong leader and fighter for Gun, he comes off as a feeble director/grandfather type figure to the main heroes, as we saw in the scene at the Chow Garden restaurant. Last, we have Dr. Eggman, played by comedian and actor Jim Carrey. It's clear his acting isn't solely based on the Eggman from Sonic Adventure 2 or even the first Sonic Adventure, but is closely resembling that of the Eggman seen in Sonic Boom. Sort of.
I'm trying here.
Jim also played the role of Professor Gerald Robotnik, who is still alive, I might add. However, this is where things take a twist.
Jim Carrey's portrayal of Professor Gerald Robotnik is nothing like the canon. They're like two sides of the same coin, Eggman and Gerald.
Eggman is a sinister evil doctor bent on global conquest and uses enhanced robotics and mechanical engineering to achieve his goals. Where in canon, he traps animals from Sonic's world in his machines to create what he calls badniks, which never happens in the first two movies. Shh! While Professor Gerald, although skilled in robotics, appears to have a primary focus on biological engineering, hence his creation of both the Bio-Lizard and Shadow, his creation of the Eclipse cannon shows how knowledgeable he was in mechanical engineering. Professor Gerald had no interest in global conquest, but a cure for Maria, and the will to save the world from the alien Black Doom and his army, which came to a drastic halt due to his arrest by Gunn for Project Shadow, which led to the untimely death of his granddaughter Maria. The loss of Maria was what made Professor Gerald go insane, and he was supposed to die in prison. In short, Professor Gerald of the film is more like Jim Carrey's portrayal of the Grinch that stole Christmas, and this movie came out just around the holidays.
How ironic.
The portrayal of Maria Robotnik by Alila Brown was decent, but I felt that there should have been more done with the character to make her feel like more of the center of the entire story, since she is to carry the theme of this tale. In a way, I would say Maria is the most important character in the entire story. After all, it was Maria's last words that saved the world in the game, though those words were changed in the film.
So what is this movie actually about? Well, this next video will explain everything. Spoiler alert.